Rumors are swirling that Kim Kardashian just shaded Beyoncé, and not over music, but over business. After the dramatic fallout between Beyoncé and Adidas, fans say Kim took the perfect opportunity to throw subtle shots at Queen B's so-called business flops. And baby, the internet is eating it up. From failed brands to ghosted launches, Kim allegedly called out the cold, hard truth, and it has fans questioning everything. One source even claimed Kim said, "You can't sell leggings from a throne, you gotta live in them." And just like that, the floodgates opened. Timelines lit up, the hive came swinging, Kardashian stans clapped back, and neutral fans, they just grabbed the popcorn. Because what started as a quiet brand breakup just turned into a full-blown mogul war. But here's the thing, this wasn't just about shade. This was a power move, and what happened next sent shockwaves through two empires built on beauty, branding, and billions. It was supposed to be iconic, a partnership between one of the biggest music legends on the planet and one of the most recognizable athletic brands in the world. Beyoncé and Adidas, on paper, that sounded like an unstoppable duo. But behind the scenes, everything was quietly falling apart. In 2023, the news dropped like a bombshell. Beyoncé and Adidas had mutually agreed to part ways. But let's be real. Mutual in the business world usually means somebody got fed up. The truth? Ivy Park, Beyoncé's fashion baby, was expected to pull in a jaw-dropping $250 million in sales. But the actual number? A flat-out embarrassing $40 million. That's not a dip. That's a free fall. And while Adidas tried to play it cool, insiders say they were deeply disappointed. Some execs allegedly blame Beyoncé directly, claiming she didn't promote the line or connect with the customer base. Others say the brand never had a real identity. It was beautiful, yes, but distant, untouchable, cold. Fans noticed the signs too. One commented, "Every Ivy Park campaign looked like a Marvel movie trailer, but no one ever saw B actually wear the clothes." And they had a point. While Kim Kardashian was hopping on TikTok in her Skims mirror fits, Beyoncé was riding horses through fire in a music video style ad and then disappearing for months. This wasn't just a breakup. It was the beginning of a narrative shift. A shift that would open the door for one of the messiest comparisons in celebrity business history. And when Kim saw the gap Beyoncé left wide open, she didn't hesitate to take her shot. Not long after the Ivy Park x Adidas split made headlines, whispers started swirling online. A private conversation, a closed-door marketing meeting, and a single quote that sent social media into meltdown. According to an anonymous insider, Kim Kardashian allegedly said, "You can't sell leggings from a throne, you gotta live in them." No names were mentioned, no receipts were posted, but fans instantly connected the dots. Was Kim throwing shade at Beyoncé? The internet exploded. The timing was too perfect. Kim's billion-dollar Skims empire was dominating the charts, landing deals with the NBA and Olympic teams, while Ivy Park had just been dropped like last season leftovers. Even though the quote never made it to official platforms, fan pages, blogs, and TikTok creators pounced. Some claimed Kim had given the quote in an unreleased interview. Others insisted it came from a leaked Skims strategy session. Whatever the truth was, the damage was done. The narrative was out. Kim wasn't just winning in business, she was allegedly calling out those who weren't even playing the game right. Fans took sides fast. The hive rushed to defend Beyoncé, accusing Kim of clout chasing and overstepping her lane. But even some neutral voices chimed in, asking the uncomfortable question, where was Beyoncé when Ivy Park needed her? And that's when the comparisons got brutal. Because if we're really gonna talk business, the scoreboard doesn't lie. Let's stop playing and pull up the receipts. Because when it comes to cold, hard numbers, this isn't even a fair fight. Kim Kardashian's Skims brand launched in 2019, and by 2023, it was already valued at over $4 billion. Let that sink in. That's not just influencer hype. That's billion-dollar investor backing, retail dominance, and global recognition. Skims brought in $1 billion in sales in a single year. with partnerships locked down with the NBA, Team USA, and more on the way. Now, compare that to Beyoncé's Ivy Park. First launched in 2016 with Topshop, relaunched in 2020 with Adidas, and now discontinued. It was supposed to make $250 million in 2022. It made $40 million. That's not a dip, that's a wipeout. And unlike Kim, Beyoncé wasn't constantly wearing the brand, posting TikToks or showing up on IG Lives in Ivy Park gear. Her fans got a few overproduced campaigns, dramatic lighting, horses, desert landscapes, but not a single relatable moment. No gym selfies, no casual day fits, nothing that said, "This is who I am." Meanwhile, Kim's entire business model is built on visibility. She's her own billboard, always showing, always selling, always present. It's not just about who's richer, it's about who's playing the long game and who's still trying to figure it out. But the gap between these two moguls isn't just business, it's about connection. And that's where Beyoncé may be losing ground fast. For years, Beyoncé's mystique was her superpower. She didn't need to post, she didn't need to explain. She could vanish for months, then drop an album with no warning and still break the internet. But in the world of business, that strategy doesn't work anymore. And fans are starting to say it loudly. Comment sections are flooded with the same complaint. We never saw her wear Ivy Park. She dropped the line like a music video, then ghosted. Where's the promo, girl? While Kim Kardashian is hopping on IG in her sweats, showing stretch tests and lounging in Skims, Beyoncé is sending out cinematic trailers for outfits that disappear a month later. And fans are tired of it. One viral tweet hit hard. Goddesses don't sell gym clothes. Relatable women do. Ouch. It's not just about seeing the product, it's about seeing the person behind it. And Beyoncé? She's made herself untouchable. Legendary, yes, but distant. Kim? She's messy, she's visible, she's in your face. And that's what sells in today's algorithm-driven world. Because if your audience doesn't see you in your brand, they're not gonna believe in it. The difference isn't just personal branding, it's infrastructure. Kim Kardashian's empire runs like a machine. She doesn't carry it all on her back. Her sisters are part of the brand. Kylie pushes makeup. Khloe promotes Good American. Kendall models. Even Kris Jenner handles the deals like a Wall Street executive in heels. It's a team effort, a business built on visibility and volume. And that constant flood of content, it keeps Skims, SKKN, and everything Kardashian relevant every single day. Now, look at Beyoncé. Her brand is tight, private, controlled. Everything she does is filtered through a lens of perfection. Even the artists under her label, Parkwood, like Chloe and Halle, struggle to break out. Not because they lack talent, but because the promotion feels inconsistent. Fans have noticed. They've pointed out that Beyoncé's closed circle might be hurting her ability to build a real consumer-driven brand. While Kim lets her business breathe in the public eye, Beyoncé keeps hers in a vault. And in today's market, that kind of secrecy feels less like mystique and more like missed opportunity. This is where the timeline got brutal. Because once fans started comparing Beyoncé to Kim, it didn't take long before Rihanna's name came flying into the mix. And let's be honest, that stung. Rihanna's Fenty empire, built on relatability, inclusivity, and constant online presence. From makeup to lingerie, she posts, she promotes, and she wears the brand like she owns it. Because she does. One fan tweeted, "Rihanna did what we thought Beyoncé would do." And it hit hard. Because Rihanna never had Beyoncé's legacy. She didn't need Grammys or a Vegas-style tour to build her brand. She just needed to be present, authentic, and involved. And the world responded. Meanwhile, Beyoncé stayed in goddess mode. Untouchable, silent, distant. And while that worked in music, fans are now saying it completely failed in business. Even the most neutral viewers had to admit, Kim and Rihanna show up. Beyoncé disappears. It wasn't just about business anymore. It was about visibility, relatability, and the ability to evolve. Let's stop sugarcoating it, because when you lay out the facts, not the feelings, it becomes crystal clear. Beyoncé's business track record? It's shaky at best. Let's run it down. House of Darion, launched in 2004, disappeared by 2012. Critics said the clothes looked cheap and confused. Trend chasing, not trend setting. 22 Days Nutrition, a vegan meal plan hyped up with her trainer during the Coachella era. Fans called it starvation with branding. Quietly ghosted. Perfume line. Heat started strong, but the rest fizzled. By 2013, bottles were collecting dust in clearance bins. Parkwood Entertainment, her label, even her own proteges like Chloe and Halle Bailey struggle with consistent visibility and branding. And of course, Ivy Park, hyped by Adidas, projected to make $250 million, ended up at a measly $40 million in 2022. That's not just underperformance, that's a brand collapse. Now compare that to Kim Kardashian. Skims is worth $4 billion and counting. In 2023 alone, it made $1 billion in sales. Every drop sells out, every collab trends. She inked deals with the NBA, Team USA, and high fashion houses. She even turned criticism into campaigns. When people dragged her, she doubled down. Kim's brands don't vanish, they scale. Beyoncé's brands, they fade. And that's why people are saying Kim's alleged shade wasn't just petty, it was earned. The scoreboard doesn't lie. And for once, neither does the comment section. Which leads us to the harshest question of all. Has Beyoncé already lost the business game? Let's be real. No one's questioning Beyoncé's talent. She's a global icon, a generational voice, a performer with no equal. But when it comes to business, even her most loyal fans are starting to ask, is Beyoncé too perfect for this game? Because in 2025, perfection doesn't sell, access does. And Beyoncé's obsession with mystery, with flawless rollouts and untouchable branding is backfiring. Consumers today want more than a polished campaign. They want behind-the-scenes clips. They want IG lives in sweatpants. They want founders who wear their products, talk about their flaws, and show up like a real person. Kim Kardashian understood that. She leaned into the chaos. She posts unfiltered stories, answers criticism head-on, and promotes like her empire depends on it, because it does. Beyoncé, she drops one perfectly edited promo video, then vanishes. No follow-up, no interaction, no real-time connection. And the result? Her brands don't feel lived in. They feel curated. Beautiful, but cold. Powerful, but disconnected. In music, that mystique makes her iconic. In business, it makes her brands forgettable. And that's the harsh reality fans are finally saying out loud. So when the dust settles and the headlines fade, which queen is really winning? At the end of the day, this isn't a war between who's more talented. Beyoncé is the undisputed queen of music. Her legacy is untouchable. Her influence? Permanent. She could drop an album tomorrow with zero promo and still break streaming records worldwide. But business? That's a different kingdom. And Kim Kardashian is sitting comfortably on the throne. Beyoncé built her empire on artistry, mystery, and control. Kim built hers on visibility, consistency, and access. Beyoncé drops from the clouds with cinematic campaigns and vanishes. Kim is in the trenches daily, selling, posting, showing up like a boss who never clocks out. It's two different strategies, two different worlds. But in this age of influencer empires and real-time marketing, only one of them is winning the branding war. And maybe that's the real tea. Beyoncé doesn't need to play the game the way Kim does. She's not chasing headlines. She's not chasing dollars. But in doing that, she might also be letting her empire quietly crumble behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Kim, the so-called reality star turned mogul, is turning every criticism into capital, every flaw into fuel, and every launch into legacy. So while the Hive defends Ivy Park's flop and Kardashian stans celebrate billion-dollar deals, the rest of us are watching a fascinating truth unfold. Being iconic will make you unforgettable, but being accessible, that might just make you rich. Let us know in the comments. Do Do you think Beyoncé should change her strategy? Or is she playing a different game entirely? And if you enjoy content like this, breaking down celebrity drama, rumors, and untold stories, make sure you hit subscribe and join us for more.